Hey everybody, Danny Sapp here for superhomepage.net. I promised you guys, like this past weekend, that I was going to do a video review of my experience at Fan Expo this year. So yeah, here it is. I figured I'd do a kind of some video thing, show you, talk about my experience, show you some stuff I got. It's a little bit easier than just talking about the podcast, which I still will do later on KZP, but I figured this way I can show you what I got, and it's more interactive this way. It's much funner, I think. Yeah, funner, sure. Okay, so first and foremost, this is my second time to Fan Expo. I went to Fan Expo last year, but I only went for the day, just on the Saturday, which was probably in retrospect a stupid idea, considering how busy Saturday is. And I really wasn't feeling good either at the time when I got down, but I went anyways because I'm stubborn that way. And I wanted to experience it for the first time. It wasn't a very good experience considering, like I said, it wasn't my very first time. It really probably wasn't the best idea to go there when I wasn't feeling so good and stuff, but whatever. I wanted to go. I won't say for the day I didn't like it that much. It was probably one of the worst conventions I had been to, just because I did not have a very good time at all. It was just too crowded, too busy. I couldn't get around anywhere. Didn't really know where anything was, that sort of thing. This year, I wasn't really planning on going to Fan Expo this year. Because of my experience last year with it wasn't all that great. But I'm so glad I went because I went with a couple guys, a couple friends of mine that it's the first time I've actually gone to a convention with them. They've been to Fan Expo a few times now, so they kind of lay the land, they know what to do, that sort of thing. So I went with them, and not to mention the lineup for not just for comic book writers and artists, but also entertainment guests was just really impressive this year. I mean, it had so many people that I really wanted to meet and see. That I couldn't really say no. So we went this year. We went all 4 days, which was a lot smarter than just going the one day, which was Saturday last year. And it's probably got to be hands down the best convention I could have ever been to. I've been to a lot of different conventions in North America, Dallas, Chicago, Boston, you name it. But this has got to be probably my favorites because of some people that I wanted to see there, but just generally it just had so much fun and had such a great time. Not just with my buddies that I went with, but I mean, just in terms of talking to the artists and talking to the different writers and that sort of thing, it was just really interactive, really cool. And like I said, I got to see so many people I've wanted to see for a while now. So I'm glad I kind of got those things off my bucket list, I guess you can call it. So I guess first and foremost, talk about sketches. I don't usually get sketches and commissions when I go to these conventions. This is actually one of the few times I actually did get quite a few commissions and sketches from artists. We went down on Thursday, and my buddy Jared, and Matt, who usually do get sketches and commissions from these guys, we went all together and we hit up with different artists in our artist alley and that sort of thing. And going down there, we knew who we wanted to see and who we wanted to do what and that sort of thing. So we hit quite a few different artists while we're there. The first one we hit was Ken Lashley. Who I didn't really know personally. I didn't really know too much of his work, I'll be honest. I know he's on Superman and Doom right now, but I haven't really seen too much of his work, unfortunately. But, I mean, after I've seen the job that he can do and the artwork that he puts out, I mean, the guy's amazing. He really, really is. He's such a talented artist. Besides that, he's such a nice guy to talk to. I mean, I went up there and I got a commission from him, actually 2 commissions from him. I'll show you the first one that he did for me. Actually, I'll show you the first one that he had. He basically had a box, and he already had some commissions already pre-done ahead of time, which is a good idea. And he basically was selling. So I'll show you the first one that I have here. Hopefully, can get it well. So that's my first one that I got, and this was already done. So he didn't have to do it on the spot or like that. This was already done. And this is Wonder Girl, as far as I know, probably Wonder Woman, but let's just go with Wonder Girl. And my second one, which is probably more impressive, I think, because he did it right on the spot. While he was talking to us and then telling us stories and that sort of thing. And of course, this is one of my favorite characters, so I'm so glad I got this done for them. Right there, Miss Harley Quinn. How awesome is that? That's probably one of my favorite ones I got all weekend long. So I'm very happy about that. And like I said, the guy was so down to earth. He was really cool to talk to. Like I said, just told stories and that sort of thing. And I mean, he didn't charge us. I mean, he charged me for the Wonder Girl because, like I said, those were already done ahead of time. But the Harley that he just sketched it right on the spot. I mean, he basically just says, just pay whatever you think is fair. And, and we did. And it was just, he's such a great guy to talk to. And he's so very down to earth and that sort of thing. And it's, I've met my share of artists throughout different conventions, and most of them are pretty good. not all of them, unfortunately, but he's definitely one of the good ones. So if you guys ever get a chance to meet Ken Lashley, definitely go see him. No matter what convention you're at, definitely go see him if he's there, and definitely get a sketch from him. I totally consider it. Yeah, go do it. My second one is from Richard Zajac. Once again, another artist I didn't. I mean, most of these guys I didn't know too much about. First and foremost, right there. But I've seen some of their work online and through Divine Art and that sort of thing. So I knew what they could do, and I knew what they were good with. So, and not to mention what my friends' recommendations, Jared and Matt's recommendations, who probably could do what and what would they be good for, that sort of thing. So this second one I did. It's another one, Harley Quinn. Sorry, but here you go. And that's more a classic Harley Quinn. And once again, he did that. He didn't do so much on the spot. He took, I think, a couple of days to do it. So, like I said, we got these commissions on Thursday. I think went back on Sunday, and I picked it up Saturday or Sunday. So, he was able to do it in the hotel room, that sort of thing. But I mean, the details phenomenal. Really, can't complain about that. The next one is Martin Law. Once again, never heard of him before, but I mean, all these people here, if I ever see them at a convention in the future, I'm definitely going to hit them up for another sketch or commission, because I mean, they do fantastic work. I mean, you can't deny that. This one I actually have to open up because I don't think it does its justice keeping it closed. But here's this one. So it's a double page kind of spread of Stargirl. And I chose Stargirl because it was one it was just a United cover, so it made sense. But I don't know, it came to me something different, something that I haven't really done before. I haven't seen too much artwork for before, so why not, right? The next one, this is actually, before I get to the last one, the next one is from Tony Perna. This is a really nice one too. It also took a couple days to do this. It's right there. You guys can see it okay? I think you can. This is Poison Ivy from Arkham City video game. Very pretty. Very nice. This one, I guess I could have given him a book to do this on. I just didn't think of it at the time. So, yeah, but that's something I can put on frame up, put it really nice, pretty like. And this last one, I think it's the last one. Yeah, this last one I kind of saved the best for last, I guess you'd call it. But it's not the best for last, but I mean, because it's a Supergirl and it means probably most than all the other characters, except maybe for Harley, but it probably means the most than all the other characters. If you recall, and if you know anything about Supergirl, back in the 1990s, when Peter David was doing his run, there was an artist at the time who did a few, who did a little bit of artwork in some of the books. He wasn't the artist for the whole entire run, of course. He just did here and there. I'm talking about Leonard Kirk. And so if any of you know him or any of his artwork, he's really, really good. And he was there, and I got him to sign some of my books from 1995, 1996 that he did with Peter David. But on top of that, he was good enough to actually do a sketch commission for me. So I figured what better than to do something that he probably hasn't done in a long time, which is Supergirl from that same era, from the 1995 run. So this is how it came out. And I love this so much. You got to see this. You see it right there. And like I said, that is done by Leonard Kirk. How awesome is that? And yeah, so that's, I love every single piece I've got, but obviously it's because this is Supergirl, this probably means the most to me. But I love every single one. I really, really do. And, I'm going to put all their contact info and all that stuff kind of in the description, and you guys can go check out the websites, that sort of thing. But if you guys see any of them at future conventions, I highly suggest to seek them out and to get sketches from them. They're really, really talented artists, and not just that, but they're just great people to talk to. Every single one of them was fantastic to talk to, and we just stay there on the booth for a good 20, 30 minutes, sometimes just talking about stories, talking about comic books, that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely go check it out, guys. So that was on Thursday. Another thing I did on Thursday, and you probably know this comes back to the shirt. You probably notice it has a little bit of writing on it, a little black ink here and there, blah, blah, blah. If you recall, this is kind of more video game stuff than comic books, but at least here in Canada, we had a channel called G4 TV, and on it, there were a couple of shows, EP Daily, and Reviews on the Run, and the hosts of these two shows were at the convention, and they were signing Yeah, they're just signing mini fans, that sort of thing. So when I went up to them, they essentially there was this little postscript they had, and they were just signing it for people and stuff like that. And yeah, taking pictures and talking to everybody and all that good stuff. But I just happened to have this spare shirt sitting in my bag because I was going to wear this for a photo op I was going to do later on. But I figured, okay, I want something that's going to be really cool because if something a postcard, I'll probably end up losing it or something. So I figured, okay, I'll get this sign. I mean, it's kind of a gaming T-shirt. It says retry, recycle, respawn. Or sorry, retry, restart, respawn. And so it's kind of a video game T-shirt. It'd be kind of cool to get them to sign it. So pull it out of my bag, and then I met every single one of them. So let me just make sure I got the names right. Where are they? Okay, so there was Victor Lucas, Marissa Roberto, who, by the way, I absolutely adore. She's beautiful. But I mean, they're all great people. Ben Silverman, Jose Sanchez, Steve Tilley. I believe that's all of them. Yes, that's all of them that were there. So I met every single one of them. Got some pictures with them as well too, which I'll post somewhere here if you guys can see. But I can't really show it up because it's on my phone. So, but yeah, I got pictures of every single one of them, and they were just great to talk to. They really were. Even though Marissa was from Toronto, and we talked about hockey, and I told her I was from Ottawa, and she signed "Go Leafs" on my shirt, which I don't agree with, but whatever, it's fine. Whatever. But yeah, so I know they were just fantastic to talk to. They were great people, and like I said, there was shows I've watched for years when it comes to video games and that sort of thing. Because I'm a big gamer and stuff like that. So no, it's just fantastic to meet them. It really was. It was great to meet them, and I'm glad I did. Okay, so now going back to comic books a little bit. So I already said the sketches that I got from the different artists and that sort of thing. There were obviously other people I met that I didn't get sketches from, other artists and writers in the comic book world that I got to meet, mainly because I wanted them to sign some of my books that I had, or just ones that I really kind of admired their work, for a while, that sort of thing. So starting off with Brian Azzarello, who did Wonder Woman, it's not Wonder Woman anymore. I believe he's doing a few bits and pieces here for Future's End, but he was on Wonder Woman, so I got to meet him, got him to sign some of my Wonder Woman books. I had, I think, 1, 2, and 3 with me from the New 52, so I got him to sign those. Charles Soule, who's somebody I really admired his Red Lantern run. I mean, basically, ever since I read the Red Dot or Krypton storyline, I've really loved his writing, and I've mentioned that Andrew and I've mentioned so many times on the podcast. So it was great to meet him and sign some of my books that I have from the Red Lanterns. And I just but I just heard a couple of days ago that he's actually being exclusively to Marvel now. So it looks like he will be leaving DC and going to Marvel. I think he's doing Death of Wolverine storyline. So it's too bad. He's a great writer. I mean, I really admire his work from the Red Lanterns. So, but we'll see. But so I got to meet him, get some books signed as well too. Who else did I meet? David Finch as well too. He did. I'm trying to remember. He did Justice League of America, and he did Detective Comics, I believe. Believe so. And Dark Knight. The Dark Knight, sorry, of the New 52. And I got him to sign some of my books I had as well too. I didn't get to chat with him too much because he was kind of in the middle of sketching and that sort of thing and doing commissions. So it was more like, hey, how's it going? Loved your work. And then, unfortunately, sometimes that's what will happen if you guys are super busy. You don't get a chance to talk to them, or some you might. It just depends how popular they are, that sort of thing. So, but at least I got to meet him, say hello, thank him for some of the great work that he's done. Specifically on Forever Evil too. I mean, his artwork they did on Forever Evil was fantastic. So, I was glad I got to meet him, sign some of my books. I'm happy about that. What else? Mahmoud Azrar. I mean, this is probably the third time I think I've met him now at conventions. He's probably think I'm stalking him or something. I don't know. But I mean, I've met him in New York, I've met him in Chicago, and I've met him in Toronto. So I've met him quite a few times now. And every time I go to a convention, he's there. I make an effort to definitely at least go say hello to him. Just see how he's doing, and usually just end up buying something like a sketchbook or a print or something that he has. I mean, how to know I was going to go ahead of time to Fan Expo? I might have got a commission off him, like I did before when I was in Chicago, but I didn't know. But either way, that's fine. I still got to go say hello to him, which is great. And I think he remembers me now pretty well. Like I said, he's a stalker guy, whatever. But no, I mean, obviously he's the artist. He was the artist on Supergirl for at least a good, 19, 20 runs, issues, whatever it was. So, I mean, and to me, he's still one of the best artists out there. And I still absolutely love his artwork he does on Supergirl. I mean, I still flip through some of the older books, and I'm like, damn, they're pretty damn good. So, no, I make an effort to go see him every time I go to a convention, and he was there, and yeah, want to say hello. Besides that, I mean, like I said, the other guys I met, the sketches, Magic Ken Lashley, Tony Perna, Leonard Kirk, Risa Zizek, Martin Law. I also met Mike Del Mundo. I didn't get a sketch from him, but I did get a print. But I don't know what I put the print in my folder. But I did get a print from him. Mike Del Mundo, as well as Marco DeFonso as well too. So I believe I did get prints from both of them. Maybe just one of them, I can't remember. But I did get to meet both of them anyways. So yeah, but those are the comic book people I met. Well, correction, there was one more I met, but I'm kind of saving that one for last, which is kind of right now. Another person I really wanted to meet, and I've been to, like I said, I've been to a few different conventions around North America. I've had a chance to meet this guy for so many times, never have. Always figured the lineup was always too big and that sort of thing. But this is somebody I really want to meet because I think this probably could be one of his last conventions he's going to be doing, and I'm talking about Stan Lee. Obviously, the guy's huge, right? I mean, he's bigger than anything right now. So I figured, now is probably the best time to go meet him. And my buddy and Jared wanted to go meet him because he has an X-Men #1 that he wanted to get signed. So we went there together, and I also did a photo op with Stan Lee that I have here somewhere. Hold on a second. You can hear that. And it's right there. So that's me and Mr. Lee. I think I'm going to sign it. And all that good stuff. So I'm very happy. You can see it's still in the frame that I got framed right there while I was there. And it has a nice little white cardboard border thingy around it to protect it. But yeah, so I was very happy got to meet him. I was taking a photo up. I was going to sign it. We didn't talk very much. We talked a little actually during the photo op because I actually had to go back twice. Another second time for the photo op. Funny story. When I went to do the photo op with Stan Lee, you go up to him, he's sitting on a chair, say hello, make pleasantries, kind of sneak in behind him, put my arm kind of around him a bit, and take the picture, and walked out. However, he had his eyes closed during the photo. So by the time security or maybe there's a kind of a little confusion. Anyways, I had to come back and take the photo with him. So I came back. I had to wait for the person who at the time was taking photos. So once they left, I got to sort of squeeze in. And as I did that, he basically said, "Oh, I guess I can't get rid of you, can I?" Jokingly, of course. And I said, "Nope, you can't." So it was good. That was my kind of Stan Lee moment, I guess you can call it. But whatever, it was fun. But when I went to go get the autograph with them afterwards to get him to sign it, he didn't talk very much. There was just so many people waiting in line for him. It was crazy. So yeah, it kind of makes sense. So he basically just signed it, smiled, and that's fine. That's okay. I'll forgive him. Yeah, I think that's pretty much okay. So that was it for the comics. Video games. I should go back to video games for just a second. As I mentioned before, I'm a big gamer. So one thing I did too while I was there, and this is something I did last year at Fan Expo when I was there for the one day, which was the Xbox One, as well as PlayStation and Ubisoft and the EB Games, and those are kind of companies all usually have kind of big booths and usually demo some of the games that are there and that sort of thing. I think EA was there too. And so the Xbox One had quite a few games actually. Well, had 4 games to demo this year. They had Sunset Overdrive, that Halo Anniversary. They had the new Call of Duty game, Modern Warfare. I can't remember the name of it, but Call of Duty, new Call of Duty. It's coming up for the Xbox One. I can't remember the last one. Forza Horizon 2. So I got to actually demo every single game while I was there. It's pretty cool actually. It wasn't too bad. I really wanted to try Sunset Overdrive. That was the biggest one I wanted to try, and I got to do it, and it was impressive. I knew I was going to like the game, but it was a little bit of a learning curve at first. It was kind of fast paced and stuff like that. But once you get through it, it's just pretty easy. So it was a blast just doing it. And just playing all these games. And the lineups were pretty long, of course, especially for Halo for some weird reason. But, it was still a blast trying all these games out. And, I kind of have a better idea of which games I want to maybe pick up, which ones I don't. So, yeah, that's good. At least I can demo it and try them out at a time. what else? So there's that. Okay, so photo op. So I mentioned already Stanley that I um, got to meet, and I got a photo op with him, got an autograph. There were a few other ones as well too. I was also used to be a big wrestling fan. So back in the day when wrestling was actually good, and there was a wrestling woman, female, who growing up I probably had a huge crush on. I think a lot of teenage boys maybe did at the time. I don't know. But I'm talking about Trish Stratus, and she's from Toronto, and she was there, and she doesn't do too many conventions. So I figured, okay, I want to go meet her. Definitely, it's something I really want to do. So I got to meet her and get an autograph with her, all that good stuff. And here it is. Ta-da! Yay me. So yeah, that's me and Trish. And I was happy about that because, like I said, somebody I really wanted to meet for a long time, growing up, of course. But I'm just glad I got to meet her. Like I said, I'm not a big wrestling fan anymore. I really haven't followed in years, but you know, it's something I had to do. I really want to meet her, so glad I did. Another person I met, I'm a big fan of Walking Dead. That's probably a lot of other people are too. And so last year here in Ottawa, I got to meet Sarah Wayne Callies, who was one of my favorite actresses. Spoiler alert, before she got killed off the show. But she's one of my favorite actors on the show, was on the show. And so I got to meet her last year. And now this year, there was another actress I really wanted to meet, but not just for The Walking Dead, but she also portrayed a character named Vivian Volkov on a show called Chuck that I used to watch when it used to be on, last about 5 seasons. And she was on during one of the seasons, or maybe 2. And so to meet her was like, wow, that's why she's dropped dead beautiful. She's super sweet. I'm so glad I got to meet her finally. And I'm talking about Lauren Cohen. And they're right there. Now, unfortunately, guys, I didn't get an autograph with her. Maybe in the future I will, another convention or something. I'll bring this with me and get her to sign it. But, it was just cool just to get to see her at least for a few seconds and that sort of thing. I mean, the problem with these conventions is there's so much to do. It's hard to really do everything sometimes. So I got to meet her. I was happy about that. And maybe in the future I'll get her to sign or something. The next one, of course, once again, kind of coming back to comic books, is the show Arrow. And Andrew and I have talked about Arrow quite a few times on the Carousel podcast. So Stephen Amell, who plays Arrow, was actually at the convention doing photo op signings, that sort of thing. So, of course, I wanted to meet Mr. the Arrow himself, and I did. And there you go. It's me and Stephen Amell. He's a pretty big guy. Just saying. But yeah. So it's me and Stephen Amell. And once again, I didn't get him to sign it, unfortunately, but maybe in the future I will. We'll see. So for photo ops, that's pretty much all I did for photo ops. Actually, that's probably enough, to be honest with you. That's all I kind of do with photo ops. The last thing I want to talk about comes down to cosplayers. Now, I've been to a few different conventions over the years. And lately, and then maybe in the past couple of years, I'd say 2 years or so, maybe a year or two, cosplayers, I mean, professional cosplayers, Jessica Nigri, Yaya Han, they've become a lot bigger in the sense that, they have their own tables now and selling prints, something that I don't think they really did before a couple of years ago. So, the past few years, I got to meet a lot of them at these different conventions. So there were a couple of cosplayers at Fan Expo that I actually really wanted to meet. Ones I haven't had a chance to meet before, so I was super stoked that they were going to be there. I'm really glad they were going to be there. This first one, I mean, she's a cosplayer, but she's also a YouTube sensation, YouTuber as well too. I'm talking about Meg Cherney. She's really nice, very sweet, very beautiful. But I mean, she's very entertaining to watch. She used to be on SourceFed. I think she's on Rooster Teeth right now. So, and she also has her video blog that she does. And this is just a picture that she signed for me. And I will have also a picture with me and her somewhere here when I go to edit this video later. And so, yeah, so I got to meet her, which was, like I said, was awesome because I wanted to meet her for quite some time when she was on the SourceFed. I used to watch her on her video blog. So it was, it's cool to meet her. And the last one I wanted to show you, next cosplayer was the last thing I kind of wanted to show you about what I got at Fan Expo. Comes to another cosplayer. Her name is Nada Sonika. Now this is interesting. I'll tell you why. Because I went to see her on Thursday. She was the only one out of all the cosplayers that were there. Jessica Nigri was there. Yaya Han was there. Liana Vamp was there. But she was the only one that was on. I think was there on Thursday. Maybe another one was there too. I can't remember. So I went to her table and wasn't very busy. I mean, it's Thursday. And I knew she was a fantastic cosplayer. I knew she was beautiful. Obviously, if you've seen her website, which I'll post a link here somewhere. But what I could not anticipate was how absolutely sweet and down to earth she was. She was probably my favorite cosplayer I think I've ever met, ever. I mean, she's so approachable, which is very, I don't say rare, because some of the other cosplayers are too, but to the sense that, I mean, I could sit there and have a conversation with her for a good half an hour. And it was fun. We were both having great laughs. We were having a great time. And it was just so much fun to talk to her. And I mean, she wasn't in costume on Thursday. She was going to be on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I made a point to go back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday to see her again. And each time I went back, just talked to her for a little while. I mean, not too long, because obviously the lineups kept getting bigger and bigger each day it went. But I kept going back every day and to see her costume, get a picture with her. Each day I was there, and to see her costume, of course. She ended up usually buying a print while I'm there as well too. I probably bought so many of her prints, it's ridiculous. So here's the one. There's just one I bought, and of course it's a Supergirl print, naturally. And hope you guys can see that okay. There you go. That's better. Yeah. So, but she's like super awesome to talk to. She really was, and that's what kind of surprised me the most. I think on Thursday, if she wasn't as approachable as she was, or wasn't as cool to talk to as she was, I probably wouldn't have gone back any other days. I even met back on Friday. We were just talking, and she mentioned that she never even tried Timbits before. And obviously, if you're Canadian, you know what Timbits are. You know what Tim Hortons is. So obviously, I was not going to let that happen. But I can't let her go back to Mexico without trying Timbits. So I came back on Saturday to see her again, and I brought a box of Timbits with me, and she loved them. So, yeah. But like I said, she's really cool to talk to. So if you ever get a chance to see her at any convention in the future, no matter where it is, definitely go see her, because she's super awesome to talk to, and she's super approachable, and she's great. She really, really is. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else to really talk about with my notes. But that's it, guys. So, in short, Fan Expo was lots of fun. Lots of fun. Picked up lots of stuff. Probably too much stuff, maybe, but whatever. It is what it is. So, I will. It's something I'm definitely going to go back to again next year. Probably the same bunch of guys that I went with this year as well too. And it was just so much fun with them. It's not just we just talked about, we just went to the convention and then called it a day. We went to the convention, we had lots of fun. We ended up doing our own things sometimes, but then we'd meet up somewhere, and then we'd go out for dinner afterwards, or for some drinks, and we'd still talk about the convention, we'd still talk about the comic books, and everything just went so perfectly. It was such a perfectly good weekend. It really was. So I'm so glad I went this year, and I'm definitely gonna go back again next year. If you guys are going back next year, I'm definitely going back. So that's it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video review. I'm not sure how it's going to come out with lighting and stuff like that, so you have to tell me if it's not very good. Because I do want to come out with some more videos in the future for the supergirlhomepage.net. I mentioned before I want to do some reviews of some older Supergirl books, and maybe some current ones as well too. So you tell me how you guys think lighting is and that sort of thing. Anything you want changed, it doesn't look good, looks weird, whatever. I think that's it, guys. So don't forget, superhomepage.net. And don't forget to check out the Kara's Draw podcast as well, too. The new one will be coming out later on this week, probably by the end of the week, I would think. As soon as Andrew and I can get together and record it, so it should be coming out very soon. Also, don't forget to check out The Girl of Steel on Facebook, as well as Batgirl Rises, which is our new film that we just did, and it's absolutely mind-blowing, guys. You have to check out the trailers. It looks fantastic. I will put up on the YouTube channel, and you guys can check it out. All right, so don't forget to follow the Supergirl homepage on Facebook, on Tumblr, and on Twitter. All right, thanks, guys. Ciao.